Considering the good state that Black Ops 6 Zombies got off to, well, I would say anyway, right? Citadel Day More came out on December the 5th as a part of the Season 1 Reloaded update, almost a month after the base version of BO6 came out, so we didn't have long to wait for that at all, which was great. The next map, The Tomb, released on January the 28th, so 2 months later, which was still really good because a Zombies map normally takes Treyarch, this is from their own mouths, 3 months to make. That is the standard wait time between Zombies maps and DLC cycles, so for us to get the second DLC Zombies map 2 months after the first, got everybody believing, hey, at this rate, we may end up getting a new Zombies map every season, especially when you take into consideration that Black Ops 6 had 4 years development time, the most development time out of any Call of Duty in history. And when you looked at Black Ops 4, which had 4 Zombies maps on day 1, and that game had 3 years development time, whereas Black Ops 6 only had 2 Zombies maps on day 1, but 4 years of development, we thought Treyarch must have held those extra maps back for the DLC cycle because it just doesn't make sense that Black Ops 4 can have 4 maps on day 1, but BO6 can only have 2, yet it's had an extra year of development. So with Citadel Day More and The Tomb releasing not long after Black Ops 6 came out, that was a fine excuse. This game, the Zombies mode at least, looked like it was on a good track. Granted, okay, The Tomb wasn't of great quality, but it was fine. And then the next Zombies map came out on April the 2nd, so just over 1 month after the previous. Only having to wait just over 30 days for the next Zombies map was amazing. Because, let's be honest, current COD Zombies maps don't have anywhere near as much content packed into them as maps used to back in the day during Black Ops 3 or even Black Ops 4. There's just not as much substance in them, so to have a new Zombies map 1 month later was great because the amount of content in The Tomb lasted me not even a week, whereas back in the day, some, not all, of the DLC Zombies maps would last me until the next one. There was more than enough to do, more than enough to find, to last you 3 months. That's not the case anymore. But with Black Ops 6, it seemed like new maps were coming out each season to offset that. So yeah, Shattered Veil, the most current one, came out on April the 2nd, which is the 3rd DLC map. Now, usually we get 4 Zombies DLC maps, but because of the run we were on, and from what we were told by some pretty credible leakers, they tweeted, not all of them, that we were going to be getting a DLC 4, which is standard, and a DLC 5, which is unheard of. And there was someone who tweeted we're going to be getting a DLC 6. I'm pretty sure that was a troll, but a lot of people did believe we were going to be getting 5 DLC maps. And well, it seems like that hope has been absolutely crushed now. And not only that, DLC for the final Zombies map in Black Ops 6 won't be coming at the very least until Season 5. And more than likely, it will be releasing in Season 5 Reloaded, which is in 3 months. Meaning, the gap between the last Zombies map, Shattered Veil, and the next one, Janus Towers, is going to be about 5 months, if not actually 6 if it ends up coming out in Season 5 Reloaded. Because, and I haven't been staying up to date with Black Ops 6 seasons, I've kind of totally gone off this game. I think it fell off massively. In fact, this is one of the most disappointing DLC seasons I've ever experienced in a Call of Duty. Just from the zombie side, I can't talk multiplayer or Warzone, but for zombies, I think the maps have been pretty weak or just average. The storyline's definitely been weak. I take my mind back to Cold War Zombies, which at the time I didn't think was a great game, but the storyline in that game was so much more interesting. And what Black Ops Cold War Zombies did so well throughout its life cycle was you would get brand new radios added into maps every season. Even mid-season in the Reloaded updates, Treyarch would add in new radios which would give us new storyline information into the current map. Whereas in Black Ops 6, we haven't gotten any of that. You find everything within the first week and then that's it. You wait until the next map. Whereas in Black Ops Cold War, you found everything within the first week, but then 30 days later when the Reloaded update came, Treyarch added in a bunch of brand new storyline information into that map, which would last you to the next one. Treyarch aren't doing that with Black Ops 6. So from a storyline point of view, the DLC maps have been really disappointing. From a gameplay point of view, they're fine, but nothing special. From an Easter egg point of view, Treyarch say there's a lot of Easter eggs in the maps, and there probably is if you count them, but it doesn't feel like it. Again, you could take your minds back to Black Ops 2, 3, even Cold War, I think. I can't remember fully how it went down, but it felt like you could find a new Easter egg in an old Zombies map months later, whereas in Black Ops 6, it's so plain and simple. There's no mystery surrounding it, which was why I was kind of pleased that we were getting a new map pretty much every season, because it was the only way to offset the boredom and lack of substance, because they were giving us new content so often. But now that we potentially have to wait 5 to 6 months for the next map, which is a joke, by the way, it's kind of brought me back to reality that Black Ops 6 Zombies is a huge disappointment. This game just hasn't done it for me at all, and I think what's made it worse is I truly believe this had to have been one of the best zombies ever because of that 4-year development time. Surely if Treyarch are having 4 years to make a zombies mode, any sane person would think, okay, this has to be greatness, but it's been nowhere near that. Like I said, the storyline has been super disappointing, the gameplay is stale, and you know what it is for me, I was just thinking about this the other day. Even though I'm not a huge fan of the modern zombies gameplay, I've got used to it, I think it's fine. At least in Cold War, back in 2020, it was fresh, it was new. Yes, it was different, maybe you liked it or you didn't, but it felt refreshing and somewhat exciting to play. But now in Black Ops 6, we've got that exact same gameplay system that we saw in Black Ops Cold War, that we've also seen since then in Vanguard and Modern Warfare 3. We've had this new gameplay system for 4 games now, just slightly changed, meaning now in Black Ops 6, it feels stale. It's not new and fresh anymore. So you've got a pretty boring storyline being told, a gameplay system that at this point is stale and not new. It's not different anymore. We've had it for long enough, and Easter eggs that are severely lacking. I'm not talking about the main Easter eggs, I think they're actually pretty cool. I love the boss fights, but the side Easter eggs, yes, there's lots of them, but there's lots of them because, okay, there's a max ammo side Easter egg, there's a double points side Easter egg, there's a carpenter side Easter egg. There are none that have any real meaning to them. And now to add on top of this, we all thought, okay, BO60 Zombies maps don't have much to them, but at least we're getting new ones often. But to now know the next one potentially isn't coming until Season 5, even Season 5 Reloaded, 5 months is such a long wait. And I think if they haven't already, Treyarch are going to end up losing so much of the player base that by the time the finale map does come out, no one's going to be interested. They haven't managed to keep people's interest because it hasn't been good enough. And if we just look at what we've gotten in Season 4, which was what, a week ago now? For zombies, we had Grief, 3 new Gobblegums, an ammo mod challenges, yeah, and that's it. The only main piece of content there being Grief. I've played it 5 or 6 times. I think it's okay. It's definitely not something I'm going to be playing regularly. I'm not really too sure where people are on it. If they love it, hate it, think it's just okay like me. I think the main issue I had with it is that it was just kind of boring and repetitive after 4 or 5 games, and it's also missing a few core features that I think should be in there. The name of the game mode is Grief. I don't feel like there's enough ways to actually grief the opposite team. For example, a chunk of meat, and if you manage to win the first couple of challenges and don't get the weapons box roulette early on, then it's incredibly easy. Out of the 5 games I've played, I think there's only been 1 which I generally found a struggle because my team got the weapons box roulette at the start and we just couldn't find a way to get on our feet. But I ended up getting to round 30 every other game, to the point where I had to pause it and end it myself and leave, even though I didn't want to, because it was just getting boring. No one was dying. There's not enough ways to grief the enemy team. And with Black Ops 6 Zombies being so easy anyway because of the gameplay system, especially because of the movement and armor system, how many hits you can take off the zombies, and the fact that you can mantle over every object, meaning there's pretty much always a way you can escape from being cornered. BO6 Zombies is so incredibly easy that Grief isn't a challenge. So for me, because that was the only main piece of zombies content in Season 4, BO6 Zombies is pretty much dead until we get the next map, which apparently people are saying is going to be in September. And like this person says here, what a joke. Why release the first 3 maps so close together to make people wait 5 months? Spread the other maps out and further develop them. And I totally agree with that. Why did Treyarch release Citadel Day Mode, The Tomb and Shattered Veil so close together when what they could have done if they knew all along they were giving us 4 maps is spread them out, give us a 3-month gap between them as we've had with every other game before that. 3 months is totally fine as long as there's enough to do in them. If Treyarch made us wait 3 months to get DLC once Citadel Day Mode, then they could have taken that extra time to add even more content into it. Meaning, the 3 months that we then have to wait to get DLC 2, The Tomb, not only is that extra content they've been able to put in Citadel Demo gonna last us longer, but they can also spend more time then adding content into The Tomb, which would then mean there's more for us to do whilst we're waiting for the release of Shattered Veil. It's just strange to me how Treyarch must have known they were only doing 4 DLC maps, but decided to give us the first 3 very quickly and then leave us with a 5-month gap for the next one. Why would you not spread them out? It makes no sense. And I have to question why a game with 4 years development time has the same amount of maps or less than Black Ops 4, than Black Ops 3. It's going to have the same amount that that game had. In fact, less, because BO3 had Zombies Chronicles. It will have the same amount of zombies maps that Black Ops 2 did and Black Ops 1, but it's had more development time than any COD in the past. How, when Treyarch have confirmed multiple times, it takes them on average 3 months to make a map. I will be lenient and say in that time they have worked on Vanguard zombies and Modern Warfare 3 zombies, and apparently we're also getting another zombies mode from them this year in COD 2025. That could be the excuse, but for us, the consumer, it shouldn't have to be, right? Everybody came into this game expecting amazingness, and in the end, it looks like we're going to finish with something extremely average, as has been the case for a very long time now. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. I just thought I'd do one with a little bit of a rant and just giving you my opinions. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, goodbye.